Greetings, my dear beloved children. Well, let us go on speaking about the ways a new reality becomes apparent at the physical level. Now humanity is to pass a hard trial, to accept true information about current events on earth from the height of their new conscience this time. And we will speak about it in details. I have repeatedly said in my messages that soon everything concealed will be revealed and that all masks will be thrown off and people will finally see who have actually been ruling the world. It will be very hard for many to take this truth. It will seem too fantastic from the point of view of an average person, too scary, cruel and inhumane. Yet, what people will be most shocked by is the fact that your planet was ruled not by people but soulless creatures in the direct meaning of the word. As you already know, by their origin and energy structure, reptiloids cannot have the feeling of love or sympathy. All they can is to take advantage of people reveling in their power over them. Such programs are ingrained into their collective conscience basis by their creators, which I focused on in a series of my messages about reptiloids. Therefore, I will not repeat myself today. Now we are to concentrate on another aspect, how, having learnt this horrible truth to remain human, how to behave so as not to become similar to these creatures and not to spill out on the long-suffering earth floods of indignation, aggression, censure in return. I see the way you react to the information on outrages of the world government appearing now and how hard it is for you to control your emotions. Yet, at present you have to think not only about yourself but about Earth in general, about humanity that is advancing to another level of its development. This sacred process should run supported by the energies of high vibrations, not by those of horror, fear or censure. And this is what you can do to stop feeding your offenders on low vibration energies that are their nutrient medium and that they try to provoke in everyone. Whatever scary information you got, thank the brave people who communicated it to you, staking their life. Thank all the forces of light that protect and help them bring justice to earth. Thank your soul and all your heavenly patrons who have done their best for you to get this information and eventually to know the truth as it is. As for the victims of reptiloids' crimes against humanity, their souls have gained peace at the subtle level of earth and are taken good care of by the forces of light, and many of them, having completed their mission, are awaiting you in the blessed space of the fifth dimension. As far as you are concerned, you should keep your soul pure through thick and thin, since any judgment will force you back to duality again. I know that it is not easy, my dear, but without this you will not be able to go on moving to the unipolar world of the fifth dimension. Today we will speak about how you can learn to build new relations, not exposing yourself to danger. As you already know from my previous message, the main thing for you is to maintain balanced emotional condition and wise attitude to the current events. Since now all the efforts of the world government are aimed at decreasing overall energy index of Earth, you should do your best to prevent it. While for reptiloids the new energies arriving at Earth now are fateful because of the fact that these creatures do not possess upper chakras capable of resonating with them, for you, on the contrary, these energies are bringing salvation from thousand-year slavery. And through thick or thin you should take advantage of this opportunity granted to you by heavens. Well, how should you behave in a complicated situation like this when your soul has revived and sees everything in the raw, while the actions of those at the helm run counter to your new worldview and, moreover, are fraught with danger, since the next step of the world government will be general vaccination of the population? On the one hand, you see that many people start to realize the absurdity of the current situation on Earth and understand the hidden motives of authorities, while on the other hand, there is a large segment of population that takes for gospel the things enforced on them, that is, persistently and methodically instilled into their conscience with the help of mass media. In general, my dear, this is the natural selection that has been so much spoken about. But I would like you to know that the obedient part of the population is mostly not humans but reptiloids, the medium and low caste ones, as well as other beings embodied as humans. Due to their low vibrations determined by nature, they are susceptible to the energies of fear for their life more than others, and, moreover, they live in consistence with their collective conscience programs they follow just intuitively. Thus, for example, the principle of the main reptiloid program is obedience and total compliance with instruction from above. This hierarchy ladder shows itself most apparently while a human being, free and independent by nature, can hardly bear the imposed restrictions and their soul reject them. Reptiloids and those of their ilk dutifully follow all the orders that run down from above and urge others to do the same. Therefore, my dear, Even according to outward signs, it is easy now to identify those who are potentially ready to hear you and those who are scared and do not want to know the truth, since fear for life makes them blind, and every person who goes beyond the bounds of instructions is treated by them as an enemy featuring latent danger. I think that now many of you can feel the former and the latter in terms of energy. People taking the imposed quarantine with humor and trying to go below the surface of the current events generate energies of quite high vibrations, while those seized with fear and panic vibrate at very low frequencies. And let the first step to a new type of relations between people become your feeling of people energies, which will enable you to unmistakably recognize those capable of living in a new energy space of Earth and those who under no circumstances will be able to resonate with it. It will save you from mistakes and hardships while building new society, uniting people according to vibration index. That is, according to their spiritual level. Today we will learn to tune on to another person's vibration wave so that you could resonate with them at all levels of existence, spiritual, physical and energy. Why is it so important? First of all, because of the fact that concordant communication between people isn't possible without it, the one that should make the basis of the new society building process. Perhaps many of you noticed that while talking people often simply do not hear each other, and it usually happens not only because there are few who can be a good listener trying, first of all, to make clear one's own point of view for the interlocutor. The cause of this phenomenon lies deeper. More often people are at different vibration floors, so one cannot get through to the other one. While, if people are at the same vibration wave, they are quick on the uptake. Indeed, their communication advances to the level of perfect mutual understanding. It is exciting for such people to communicate since they are mutually complementary in many aspects. They communicate at the level of soul, not mind, and this is the first step for telepathic communication that will take place of talking so common to you. Well, what is communication at the level of soul then? Before all, it is mutual love and respect. The basis of two souls talk is a desire to enrich one another, share experience, new interesting information, creative achievements and plans for the future. Yet, unlike dual-world people conversations, with one ego and mind involved that are trying to self-assert for others' expense, which results in separation, the basis of the unipolar world people communication is strive for unity. As you already know, every person's soul is a part of one whole it is trying to reunite with by all the means available to it, and each contact of kindred souls makes them closer to this goal. Let your first step to such communication become recognizing of close and dear souls so as not to waste your precious time and your soul's strengths on idle and useless talks with those unable to hear and understand you. You should learn to feel people not only according to outward signs now but by vibrations. 2. For this purpose you can use your chakra skill or find other ways of energy recognition. Be creative, my dear. Follow your intuition, the call of your heart, not mind. Start building a new society on your earth from searching those who hold the same spiritual views, which will enable you to create an island of light while still in the third dimension world. Today we will go on speaking about how you can identify people at the vibration wave similar to yours. I will give some tips for those of you who have not learned to use their chakra system yet and do not feel other people's vibrations so far. Now, when the issue of coronavirus and related events are being widely spoken about, you can work out some evasive wordings, quite neutral ones, so as to test people on their readiness to hear the truth. For example, it can be such phrases as, "It is likely to happen not by chance. It is quite possible that the danger is somewhat exaggerated. I think it is only the apparent part of the problem." And many others that are aimed at keeping other person mind guessing whether the information they get from official sources corresponds to the facts. By person reaction, their eyes, face expression, emotional background, you will immediately understand the extent of their openness to alternative knowledge. And if they do not start enthusiastically uphold the official point of view, repeating the facts and figures imposed on them from TV, you can start step by step, slowly and cautiously opening their eyes on the current events. It is of great importance, my dear, to feel the line beyond which there can follow the opposite reaction, distrust towards you. It is essential to show subtle feeling of your interlocutor, carefully watching the way they take your words. I see, my dear, that many of you go to extremes, showing excessive enthusiasm while striving to revive others, and the result often tends to be the opposite one. More often, remember the expression, "The way to hell is paved with good intentions." In this case, the ideal variant is when one starts asking questions oneself, having become convinced that you have the information interesting and unusual for one. But do not forget that before you start conversations like this, You should have a good store of irrefutable facts at hand testifying the world government crimes. And the facts like this are becoming more and more numerous nowadays. As you already know, the most valuable for one is one's own experience, one's own summary and understanding of the current events, not the things that are imposed on one from without. And you can give such an opportunity to them, on the basis of the new information provided by you, the one that runs counter to the information forced by the official sources. They will make their own conclusions on what is going on in the world at present. Thus, you will do them a favor, as well as you yourself, because you will not make any pressure on another person, providing them with the freedom of choice, and them because you will broaden their scope of discovering the world and help advance to another stage of their spiritual development. Here we will stop for today. Loving you endlessly. Father Absolute spoke to you.